Good morning.
Good morning. How are all of you? Oh, look at you, Luxe.
Everybody looks so beautiful. Miss you. Wow, Miss Parra, that's amazing.
And I like the cover. I just have a mask. Yeah, that's your. Yeah, but
I like your background.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Miss Farah. That is so nice.
I like the backgrounds.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can't see much, so I have to put my glasses on.
I'll go ahead and start because then the students come later. I thought about showing, did you have something that you wanted to show, Miss Aguilar? I have something I was...
Well, we still don't have, I just reached out to Miss Arellano because she hasn't cast her vote for the Halloween costume contest. I was hoping to go ahead and announce the winners today, but she hasn't casted her vote. I already reached out to her, so hopefully by the end of the day. Okay. And maybe we can I can make like a poster and announce it, send it to all the teachers with all the winners, and we can put it on Facebook as well. That works. And I'll be taking prizes today.
Oh, good. And right now what I'm doing, just so everybody knows, is everybody can come in. So students are going to start coming in as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you as a co-host. So if you see anything that you know, that's concerning, you can do something as well about it. So I'm just going to put you as co-host. So if you see something, you can take off their video for whatever reason.
Sounds good.
But hopefully not. But if they want to participate and they're dressed up, then it's fine. And then you could admit people as well. You know what we could do? We could always send a message to people in the waiting room, you know, but it should be fine. But it's nice to meet everyone. I can't wait to see everyone else as well on there. I'm going to start sharing to Facebook, so then that way we can start, since it's a school thing. Hope you all enjoyed your weekend. Getting ready. And it's setting up. Good morning, everyone. Buenos días a todos. Today we are celebrating Day of the Dead. Estamos celebrando el Día de los Muertos. We'd like to welcome all of you. And remember, we're having a competition because last year there were several parents that brought up that they would like to have a competition specifically, and they wanted a category just for the theme of Day of the Dead. And so we remember that. And even if we're going to be in distance learning, it doesn't mean we can't follow up with some of the suggestions. And so since there's a specific day for Day of the Dead, we're doing it on Day of the Dead. And that way, if you want to dress up on Halloween, and that way, that could be a competition, or if you want to wait until the Day of the Dead, you can also dress up for that day. En el pasado había bastantes padres que mencionaron que les gustaría tener otra categoría de vestirse como Día de los Muertos. Entonces, lo que hicimos es, aunque estamos aprendiendo de distancia, de cualquier manera vamos a hacer cosas pensando de las sugerencias de otros. Entonces, este año lo que hicimos es, si se vistieron de Día de los Muertos de ese tema, el viernes o en Halloween pueden someter esa foto, o el día del Día de los Muertos pueden hacer eso también. Y de cualquier manera pueden estar en la separada competencia, en las competencias separadas de la categoría de Día de los Muertos. Entonces, eso es lo que estamos haciendo hoy, pensando de las sugerencias y todavía siguiendo adelante con sugerencias de si estamos en escuela o en distancia. So first we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And I see some students, so would you mind, Zayden? I see you all dressed up. Zayden, do you mind unmuting? Would you mind leading us in the pledge? Yeah, so you can say, put your right hand over your heart, and you can stand up. Oh, sorry. Ask everyone to stand up, please.
Everyone stand up.
Please. Thank you. And then say, put your right hand over your heart.
Put your right hand over your heart.
And then you say, ready, begin, and you can start the pledge.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
United States of America. To the republic
Republic and which
which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And you can say, you may be seated.
You may be seated.
So everyone may be seated. And thank you. Great job. We could give him a round of applause. Nice job. Thanks for joining us, Allison, as well. And you can all see each other. Ya todos los podemos ver. Y muchas gracias a Zayden. So what I'd like to do is first show you something about the Day of the Dead, and we can also talk a little bit about that. But this is something that I found you might like. So here it talks about Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. And it talks about specific things. For instance, it talks about that it's a 2-day holiday, and there's offerings for people that have passed. And there's altars that are beautiful. We actually have one that some of our pupil supervisors put together. And here we remember our loved ones. We share a meal with them as if they were alive. And you can see this decorated site. So what is it, people ask? So here they have like the timeline of what happens. And so for instance, first there's Dia de los Angelitos, and that's more children, and that starts at midnight, November 1st. And then it goes to Spirits of Adults, which is November 2nd, which will be today at midnight. And day of Dia de los Muertos, then that is on the final day. So, and it's the grand finale. But of course, we usually celebrate on one day, but there's a lot of places that celebrate a few things a little differently. So for instance, one way that we do this is by how all of us might have our faces painted, or for me, I just have a mask. But I wish I can do the things that people do, such as some of the people are on the Zoom right now. So you try to have decorative skulls. And so it's really a celebration as well. And there's marigolds and flowers that we put. And so the reason why is they say it's a flor de muerto, the Spanish flower of the dead as well. But there's a lot of vibrant colors to really make it something that isn't as, it's not supposed to be focused on being sad. It's supposed to be more of an offering and more as something celebratory. And so here at the bottom, it talks about that, like little things to remember. It's not Halloween. It's not where you put spiders up or anything like that. It's not really about that. And it actually, right here, explains how it's supposed to be more celebratory. And so it's supposed to be a part of, a welcoming part of life. And so that's why it's about being friendly, like that movie that some of us saw. What's that movie called?
Coco.
Yes, thank you. Some Coco, you can see some of that, some of those traditions, and the traditions are different. So that's why we're talking about Day of the Dead, because we want to learn about different cultures. We want to learn about what people celebrate, the history from it, and understand one another. And that's why we talk about these different things. And so, for instance, here it also talks about that it's not just, for instance, in Mexico that it's celebrated, it's in other places. And I know that Miss Aguilar always talks about La Catrina, right? And so here it talks about that as well. And they have festivals, and sometimes it's called All Saints Day as well. And it's not, and so then that way they're saying the Day of the Dead, but All Saints Day in just a different format. So anyway, this is a website you can look at for that if you ever want to. But I know that some of you right here may wish to share something else about Day of the Dead, maybe a celebration you had or something you know about it that you want to share. Is there anyone that would like to share? And if not, oh, okay, yes, Ms. Aguilar.
Just a little bit about the ofrendas or altar for the Day of the Dead. There are a lot of customs and traditions, specifically like the marigolds, the flowers, the flower of the dead, lighting a candle on such and such days, things like that. But more than anything, the ofrendas are particularly for that soul that has passed. So anything that you would like to remember somebody by, like for example, if my grandmother has passed and my grandmother loved coffee, I would put coffee up for her. She loved donuts, specifically those glazed ones. I would put that for her. So anything that you would like to add, that you would like to incorporate into that altar is always beautiful. So it doesn't necessarily have to be just the traditions that are written down, but you can always make your own tradition.
Thank you for sharing that. Do you mind sharing your slides that you have as well?
Okay, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Día de los Muertos o Día de Muertos. El Día de Muertos es una celebración importante en México, Guatemala y otros países en América Latina. So like Ms. Hansen said, it is celebrated across Latin America, not just in Mexico. Día de los Muertos es una celebración que tiene origen en Mesoamérica, so Mesoamérica, que incluye las culturas indígenas, indigenous cultures, que existieron en todo México y Centroamérica antes de la llegada de los españoles. El Día de Muertos es una combinación de rituales indígenas, aztecas y el catolicismo. So it's a mixture of indigenous culture and the Aztecs specifically and Catholicism. And it was brought by the Spanish. El Día de Muertos se celebra el 1 y 2 de noviembre. So the Day of the Dead is celebrated the 1st and the 2nd of November. Es una celebración para recordar a familiares y amigos que ya no están con nosotros. Es una celebración feliz y con muchos colores. So it's a happy celebration with lots of beautiful colors. Para celebrar el Día de Muertos se hacen ofrendas o altares. So to celebrate, you create offers or an altar. En la ofrenda hay velas. So there's candles. Pan de muerto. Catrina. That's also a symbolism. Fotos, you would put a picture of the person that has passed that you're offering all those offers to. Papel picado. Papel picado specifically has holes in it, and it symbolizes a way for the spirits to come to our world just for that day, to come and we can celebrate them, and they can also enjoy their offers, sus ofrendas. Sempusichi o flor de muerto, marigolds. Calaveras de azúcar. So this, also the sugar skulls. La comida favorita de los muertos, like I mentioned, if somebody that has passed, they love donuts, you would put donuts, you would put tamales, something that they loved. Y mucho amor. ¿Celebras el Día de Muertos? And these are just a few pictures, a few songs. Las calaveras, la calavera, some books,
Nice.
and we have also some resources here.
Very nice. Is that in your library Google?
Slide.
Form?
I'll go ahead and share this slide with all the teachers so they can go ahead and share with their students as well.
Perfect. And you can put that on your too for the slides. That'll be nice. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
I will. Thank you.
You know what was great was that that you had that slide deck in Spanish and then the other resource was in English. Entonces lo que estuvo suave es que esto fue en español y luego la otra información fue todo en inglés. Entonces tienes las dos. So that was. I'm going to put each person that's here in the front, and so that way I can take a screenshot. There we go. Okay, so first, we put Miss Yi. Hi, Miss Yi.
Hi.
Okay, there. And then next, we're going to put Zayden Aguilar along with your sister, I see. There you are. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, smile. Or don't smile, however you want to take the picture. There's that. Good. Very nice. Next, we're going to put Miss Montes. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Miss Montes. Next, we're going to put Miss Wickline. Here we go. Hi. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Now we're going to put Miss Solano. There you are. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. And then we're going to put Miss Para. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Next, we're going to put, it's funny because I can hear Miss Cabrera. No, that's good. Next, we're going to put Miss Bejarano. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. And here we have Miss Vogel. Oh, let me see. Right here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Thank you. And let me see if anybody else was dressed up. Let me see. Anybody else that was dressed up? Let me see. Okay, and in the meantime, if I got you, sweetie. If we get any pictures, remember that you can always send them to the people that you know are overseeing. And then we also put the hashtag. So as long as they go on Facebook and they put the hashtag, then we can look it up. I'm going to show you what we see when we ask you to do that. Entonces, para estar en la competencia, siempre pueden estar, let me see, there we go. Yeah. Siempre pueden estar poniendo un hashtag. Entonces, lo que hacen es van a Facebook y luego lo que nosotros hacemos es buscamos el hashtag. Y el hashtag se ve así, lo voy a poner en el chat. I'm going to put in the chat for everybody on here. But it's BTW, for anything that we're doing with costumes, BTW fall is how we did it. So then that way we can look it up. But teachers, staff, if you get any pictures, just go ahead and forward it so that we can help. You can forward it to people in the office, Miss Aguilar, you know, there's certain different people, Miss Arellano, and we can forward it to the people that are overseeing it. But if you ever have a question, you're not sure where it goes, then just send it to me and I'll forward it or I'll take care of it. And then that way we can take care of that. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Muchas gracias por juntarse con nosotros. Any last thoughts or anybody want to give a shout out to somebody that they're celebrating and honoring today? ¿Alguien quiere decir algo de, o quieren mencionar quién están celebrando ustedes hoy? Yes, yeah.
I'm just celebrating my nephew and my brother-in-law and other family members that have passed away, and I dressed up just so that I can honor them.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Yes, Ms. Parr? I can't hear you. I don't know why. It does show that you did it though. Maybe is it connected to a speaker? Ah, well, you can signal. Well, thank you for sharing. You can let us know who you're honoring, but thank you for wanting to share. Hi, Miss Otis. Thanks for joining us. So remember, we want to learn about each other's cultures, backgrounds, and celebrations, and particularly if there's people at our school that celebrate something. Entonces es muy importante que aprendemos de unos a los otros, de nuestras culturas, de qué cosas celebramos, y especialmente si hay alguien en la escuela que celebra un evento. And so that's why we want to do more of these things. Queremos hacer más cosas así, to learn from one another. I learned things. Yo aprendí ciertas cosas. I didn't know it was 2 days. And perhaps everybody knew that, but I didn't. So I'm glad that I get to learn. Entonces hay cosas que siempre aprendemos. Yo no supe que fue 2 días. A lo mejor es algo que muchos saben, pero yo no supe. Entonces yo pude aprender algo nuevo también. So any last thoughts from anyone? Remember, this kicks off our Native American Heritage Month, which works out because we're having Dia de los Muertos, and it had to do with a mixture, like Ms. Aguilar mentioned, between the Catholic religion and the Aztec, which is the Native American tribes. So now we're kicking off the Heritage Month, and so the assembly for that will be Wednesday at 8 in the morning. Entonces, miércoles a las 8 de la mañana vamos a tener una asamblea para Native American Heritage Month. ¿Cómo digo eso en español? Americanos nativos y su pasado y la historia. How do you say heritage in Spanish?
La cultura y
Antepasados.
Okay.
Herencia.
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 Herencia. Okay.
Herencia.
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Muchas gracias.
Johnson?
Yes.
Oh, can I share real quick?
Absolutely. Yes.
I lost my mom this past summer for cancer, and I haven't normally thought of Dia de los Muertos, and today I'm really thinking of her. And so for her, I'm wearing lipstick. She always wore her lipstick, and she always wore a necklace. So I'm wearing one of her necklaces that I have and her lipstick, and I'm remembering her that way today.
So much for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because it's, and you show also how you can make it your own, right? You know, how you're wearing a necklace and your lipstick, and that's how you're honoring. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Que tengan un lindo día. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Bye. Have a good meeting, morning meeting. I'll see everyone at 9 o'clock, the staff. And thanks, students, for joining us.